channel. I just want to thank you guys for commenting down below. I love reading the comments. I love what you guys are saying. I mean, I want to continue to put videos out there. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to get these videos out. Once again, I got to learn how to edit and comment. I got to give me some better equipment so that I get some real good content out there, because I don't want you guys trying to see me with just one eye. I want you guys to love what I, love what I say, and, try to get some encouraging things, something out of it, that can help you guys for the stuff that I didn't been through. I know we all got a story to tell. I said that in one of my last videos, but I'm the one telling my story because I feel like my story needs to be told. So thank you for tuning in with Storytime with LaDonna. And today we're going to talk about abusive relationships. And of course, it's so sad that I have to be here once again, going from being molested as a child, being bullied, which that video hadn't came out yet, being heartbroken, and then an abusive relationship. It's been a while ago, but it's something I'll never forget. It was one of the worst times of my life, and I tried to get out of that situation, and it just seemed like the more I try to get out of it, it's like a person who manipulate, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They try to do that to a woman, and they do things to you, and you try to figure out, like, golly, what is wrong with this person? What is going on? Why do people want to feel like they got to put their hands on somebody else's kids? I don't know. I don't know why people. And just like I say over and over again, it's not cool. It's not cool to have your heart broken. It's not cool to be in an abusive relationship. Don't let a man or a woman feel like they can do you, hit on you, or whatever they want to, or however they feel like they want to. I think my kids were all younger. I think I only had 3 kids at the time. And I was in this relationship, and the relationship, like, once again, like I said before, the relationship starts off good, but it just seemed like this relationship was based on lies. I had got to know this person, and we had good times, and it just seemed like this person was a different person, somebody that I wouldn't even find myself dating, find myself with, or whatever you want to call it. But I did. I had a child by him and everything, and it just seemed like over the years that we were together, the abuse got really, really bad, and I could not find myself out of that situation. Like, is this something I like, or what is going on with me? I mean, y'all, the type of things that this person did to me, it's like I just can't even imagine no one going through this. I remember a situation to where I was at my brother's house, and we were all getting ready. This was back in my hometown, a long time ago. And everyone was over there. We was cooking and just enjoying ourselves, having a good time. And it was time to go home. And he wanted to do something, or he wanted me to ride with them. Something that he wanted, that it wasn't what I wanted, it's what he wanted. And at the time, I wasn't ready. So I get in the situation, I get in the car, we go home, and my uncles and them noticed that, how he was pulling on me, and, trying to be aggressive, trying to be demanding, because this is something that he wanted to do. So they came and they was coming to check on me. So I opened up the door, And when I opened up the door, I told him that I was getting ready to come outside and let me put some shoes on and stuff. Before I could even go outside, I was standing in the kitchen, and when I got ready to turn around, he punched me in my face. And when he punched me in my face, blood immediately started coming down. And I grabbed the towel that I had. I think it was either on my stove or it was on the counter. And I tried to wipe and clean my face up so that, my uncle then wouldn't see that. And he just started going all off the wall, and he started saying all kind of stuff. And I went outside and I told my uncle them, I don't know what's his problem, but I don't want y'all involved in none of this. And with that being my uncle, I know that made him feel some type of way. But I didn't want them involved in the situation. And I didn't know what was going on with him and why he was acting the way he was acting. But that situation happened, and I didn't leave. I stayed. I then had another child with this same abusive person, and the abuse got worse. And I didn't know what it was, because it wasn't something that I can say that I was in love or I was wanting to be with the person, because this person was, oh my goodness, why do I attract cheaters? Oh, why? I just want to know why. But anyway, this person was a cheater. And he did his things and he did everything he wanted to do. But he was a cheater. But he was a cheater where, I didn't know what he was doing. In which I figured, but I didn't know. Besides someone else knowing and doing it and thinking that it's okay. So, like I say, each relationship is different. But this person, he began to just do things to where I couldn't control the situation. I couldn't control the situation. It was one time where my son, I think, was maybe 6 months, maybe. And he took my son back home. I allowed him to take my son home so he can meet their family. And I would call him to check on my son, and he would just be so rude and tell me he ain't never bring my son back. And he would just do all this mean and hateful stuff like, what did I do? What did I do to you? And I couldn't understand the benefits of what did you want out of this situation? What am I doing to you to where you got to be one to do to hurt me? One time when this situation happened when I was pregnant with my first child by him. I had moved into my own place, and we was living in a good little size 2-bedroom. I had a couple of friends. He ran off all my friends. I had no friends at the end of the day. And I don't know, we had went to Whataburger. And when we got to Whataburger, there was a lady there. And this lady just kept on looking at me, and she kept on mugging me, and she just kept on we went inside, I ordered my food. When I came back out, I was trying to get in the car, and she had her door open. I'm telling y'all, I'm big and pregnant. And she had her door open, so all of a sudden he started cussing this lady out. And I'm just like, what in the world? That's weird. What is going on? So he started cussing the lady out, telling the lady that I was his baby mama, and she went finna disrespect me, and so all of that happened. We get back to the house, we eat our food, and I don't know, at that point, I don't know what happened, but he had became so abusive to where he literally punched on me, hit on me, and did all kind of things for hours. Hours. Do you hear me when I say hours? And I'm just like, is this man gonna ever get tired? My kids, I really don't even know where my kids were at. If I'm mistaken, they either was at my sister's house or they was in the next room. I'm not quite sure where they was at, but I did have 2 kids and I was pregnant with a child. And he beat me in my stomach and he did all kind of things, and I didn't know how. I just knew he was going to kill me that day. That day I knew he was going to kill me. And I couldn't think for nothing. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to get out of here? I can't climb out the window because I'm too big and pregnant. So he continued to do whatever he did. He continued to be abusive and hit on me and do all this other kind of stuff. But he got tired. He got tired. And when he got tired, I kind of got down off the bed. And when I got off the bed, I kind of crawled. Well, I did. I crawled to the door. I sat on the floor for a little bit. And when I sat on the floor, I looked back at him and I cracked the door open. And from the door, I could see, like I say, I don't remember. I don't remember where my kids was at. I don't know if they were there or if they was at someone else's house. I don't remember. But they might have been there because I think my brother was living with me and my brother was in a wheelchair. And I think, I don't remember, y'all. I'm not going to make up a lie. So I'm going to just be honest. I don't remember. But what I do remember is I opened up the door and I could see the light shining from the living room, like the living room curtains or something. I knew that was the living room that, you know, I got just enough time to get out. So as he moved, I pushed the door back, closed the door back. But soon as he turned his head and he went to sleep, I opened up that door and the door was pretty loud. So it woke him up. I took off running. I took off running. I ran out that door, and in front of us where we live, there was this motel. So I'm running. I'm just like, I'm not knowing what to do. I'm scared. I'm pregnant, and I'm just like, oh Lord, this man is trying to kill me. And I see a housekeeper, and she's off in the inside of the rooms, cleaning the rooms. So I run up in there and I say, ma'am, my boyfriend, he's trying to kill me. Can I please hide in here until I can use the phone to call somebody to come get me? And I was so scared, and I seen his car. It's like he had this car that he had. And from the room, because the room was facing this way and the parking lot was this way. So from the room, I could see the car come through. And I kneeled down on the side of the bed, and the lady knew that I was scared. She was like, it's okay, you don't know you off in here. So I got on the phone and I called a friend and I asked her if she could come get me. And she came and got me. And by this time, I don't know what happened after this time. I just know that I went to her house. A few hours later, he came. And when he came, I'm trying to remember. He came and knocked on the door. And I was so scared. I ran and hid in the closet. I hid in the closet like he was going to come in the house. But, you know, after all of this that happened to me, I'm just like, oh no. So I ran and I hid in the closet. And I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what am I going to do, y'all? I don't know what I'm going to do. So, I just can't really remember. But I know he told me that he was going to take my kids home. So my kids had to have been at, I don't know, y'all. But some kind of way, he was going to take my kids home. And I told my friend, I said, please don't let him take my kids. Don't let him take my kids at all. Please don't let him take my kids. So she told him that I wasn't there and that they was watching the kids and they not finna let the kids go nowhere because they wasn't his kids. They were my kids. And even though we was in a relationship, you know, and he did, you know, he helped support him, you know, but they knew it was something and they knew I was scared. So I began to just try to figure out what was my next move. What was I going to do? But yet again, he came and he apologized, and I went right back. And it happens so many times to where I can't even count. And a lot of times, my kids would be off into another room, because I used to always tell him, the day that you hit me in front of my kids, or the day that you're going to jail, I'm sorry, you're going to jail. A lot of times I was afraid to pick up the phone, but my kids came before anybody. So if you're going to start abusing me, which it wasn't in front of my kids, but my kids was there. And that incident happened, and several other incidents. But this last incident that happened, oh my goodness, y'all. We was at a club, and we had, he was doing something or whatever, which I had got to a point to where I didn't care, what he was doing, because I'm trying to lead a relationship, not be in a relationship. So I go home first. So when I'm at home, I hear a knock on the door, and it's him, and I open up the door. Why you got the door locked? And this just started going off. So he came inside of the house, already on the 10, telling me this and telling me that, and I was ignoring him. I just didn't want to hear it. So we began to argue. He started hitting me, and by this time, he had these little things sticking out of his arm, some pins sticking out of his arm from an incident that happened to him. And we tussling and we fighting. So I grabbed his pins that was in his arm. I grabbed it because the only way I could get him to stop hitting me. Well, by this time, he had a dog. And his dog came flying out the room, and immediately, and we didn't have this dog for years together, but the dog immediately attacked me. She first bit me up here in this area, and I let go because that hurt it. And then she just started biting me on my thighs, and I get her to let go. She'll grab another one, and this time I started, he was still hitting me. He was still hitting me while the dog was biting me. And I didn't know what to do because the dog wouldn't stop. I'm like, can you make your dog stop? He was like, no. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I go and I jump off inside of the bathtub. And when I jumped off inside the bathtub, I turned the water on, and the dog jumped back like that. But we was fighting from the living room to the hallway, all the way to my room, to the bathroom, back and forth. So one of my cousins was my neighbor, and the walls were thin there, I guess, and she heard a lot. But by this time, I'm in the bathtub, I'm bleeding, I got blood clots coming out of my leg, so I'm starting to feel lightheaded. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm bleeding. This dog done bit me up. I don't know what to do. I'm bleeding from here, so I go and I'm trying to get the water, but the clots is coming out. The clots are coming out. So I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? So eventually I get a phone call, because I had my phone in my hand. I get a phone call, and it's the police. And the police say, ma'am, we got a call from your neighbor that you are over here being abused, and we need for you to open the door so we can see you. I say, sir, if I get out of this bathtub, this dog is going to attack me, and I'm scared because I'm bleeding and I'm about to pass out. He say, you tell him to grab that dog, and if not, we're going to shoot him. I told him what the police officer said. I don't care, they ain't shooting my dog, and you come out there, he gonna attack you. So the police called back and said, ma'am, you got 10 minutes to come to the door, and we're gonna kick it down. I said, well, he said if I come to the door that he's gonna let the dog go, and the dog is gonna attack me. Well, the police officer say, you tell him we finna kick this door down. So I told him they finna kick the door down. So he grabbed the dog, and the bathroom was here. My room was, where he was sitting, it was back here. It was a good little size room. And he grabbed the dog, and I Made my way to the door, and I tell you, as soon as I opened up the door, I passed out in the police arm. And the police, ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And they started checking me, and I was bleeding everywhere, and I was just losing all this blood. And he was like, we got to get you to the hospital now. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I had my kids, and I think because it was me and a couple of other neighbors, we were all friends. So one of my friends upstairs, I think, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, but I think my kids went up there or they stayed there. So I go and I try to figure out, like, I'm like, I don't know, I'm bleeding, but I don't know where the blood is coming from. So everything started like turning black. I guess I'm about to black out or whatever. They give me an ambulance. I go to the hospital. They tell me I have to get a tetanus shot. They ask me, have you ever had a tetanus shot? No, I never had a tetanus shot. I had to get a tetanus shot. They stitched me up. And I mean, that situation right there kind of just took the cake. Like, enough is enough. This is the second time this man that tried to kill me. I'm not going to let him do it the third time. So I immediately tried to figure out something. And what saved me was a person that I have been with for 24 years. He saved me because I started to go out and I started to meet new people, and he was somebody I really wanted to meet. He was somebody I really wanted to meet. I didn't want to, I'm like, I kept telling my brother, I got to meet him. I got to be, it was my brother friend. And not my biological brother, but my brother. And I kept telling him, I want to meet him. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. He's like, no, you can't meet him. You can't meet him. No, he kept telling me, no. And I'm just like, yeah. So he said, I'm not going to introduce y'all. Y'all introduce yourself and y'all talk. That's on y'all. But no, I'm not going to do it. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I started going to one night, me and my friends, we were at a party. I think it was New Year's or about to be New Year's. And they all knew how much I had liked them. So they hooked us up, told us to dance. And from that day forward, we became a thing. And that's kind of what saved me. And I tell you, this sucker had another woman, but he wants to come up to the person that I'm talking to and tell him, oh, she's a good woman, so you make sure you treat her right. Well, why you didn't treat me right if I'm such a good woman? Why you beat me? Why you do the things that you did to me? I don't understand that. Y'all help me down in the comments to understand. Why do men do that? They are not happy with you, but don't want to see you with nobody else. Why? I could be loyal to anybody. Anybody I get with, I'm going to be loyal to, because I don't feel like that I should have to bounce around from relationship to relationship, getting to know this person, getting to know that person. That's not me. I'm not the type of person. I can be by myself. I don't need nobody to make me happy. But when I fall in love and I'm in love with you, I'm in love with you. I'm going to be dedicated, respectful, and loyal. So I just didn't understand that part. Now, don't hurt her because she a good girl, but you did all of the above. But sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes I don't know about men or maybe women too. I ain't never been with a woman, so I don't know about the emotions that goes on with a woman. So I just want to thank all of you for tuning in and listening to my story time. If you guys would do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you will receive notifications by me each time I upload. I love you, all my rising stars. And don't forget, there will be more story time coming. So if you're enjoying my story time, maybe I'm helping you in some situation. Maybe I'm, just getting it out, trying to get myself together. But I need this because talking to y'all is therapy for me, because I can sit here and I can just say the things I need to say, and I can get feedback from y'all, and I can understand, when I read the comments, I know, okay, even if they're negative, I don't care, because sometimes negative brings out the truth in us. So I want to thank you guys for supporting me and coming along on this journey. I love y'all, all my rising stars. Peace.